Hello, it is Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword, so we're going to be solving another early week, relatively approachable themed crossword. And actually, quickly, before we get on to anything else, speaking of themed crosswords, I want to correct myself or improve my understanding of yesterday's theme, because it was pointed out to me by Xander Watt in the comments on yesterday's video that I missed a very important element of yesterday's theme, which was the theme was the phrase "I'm on a roll," and there was the phrase "I am" in a series of circled cells throughout the grid, and I just took that to mean "I'm" is in circled letters. Circles can roll, wheels roll. No, it was much cleverer and more specific than that, as Xander Watt points out. Each of the "I'm" circled two-letter bits was above things that can be called rolls. So snake eyes is a dice roll, a class roster is a roll call, and a cinnamon bun is a kind of sweet bread roll. And so each of the "I'ms" was directly above one of those kinds of rolls. I completely missed that. Thank you so much to Xander Watt for pointing that out, because just sailed right over my head, and that happens sometimes, as it did yesterday. In any case, let's get on to today's themed crossword, which has been brought to us by Josh Lucas, Alex, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the ineffable Josh Bordeaux. So thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are, of course, sustaining this channel, bringing us this series. For that, I'm very grateful, and it does keep this whole thing going. It makes it a sustainable part of my daily work. Thank you to those four. Thanks to everybody who's a patron. And if you'd like to become one, you can do so at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the description field link. There you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. And it's also a big help to subscribe to the channel on YouTube, to like the posts and subscribe and comment from time to time. And then, of course, there is that Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join. It's a nice, friendly chat community, and there's a link in the description field to that. All right, let's get on to today's crossword, which is a debut construction by Justin Werfel, so welcome to him. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. Let's start solving and see what's going on in today's crossword. Really feels yesterday's workout, say, aches, I would think that is. Let's look at the crosses on that. Lee Blank, Republican political strategist of the 1980s. Lee Atwater. I don't know how known this name would be sort of globally, but if you follow political history, that is a fairly well-known figure. Okay, show appreciation to. To show appreciation to someone is to thank them. Okay, there we go. Like Easter Island. Like Easter Island. What does that mean? Chili. I don't know. Don't think that's right. They'll hold your horses. I don't know what that's getting at all. Sign up for the army. Enroll. Okay, there we go. That's something. What's up? The sky. Door-to-door salesman in a classic Arthur Miller play. Door-to-door salesman. Willy Loman. Oh, this isn't Enroll. Okay. Sorry, it took me a while to bring that name to mind. Okay. So this is Willy Loman is the salesman in Death of a Salesman, and so sign up for the army is enlist, not enroll. Okay, height prefix. Alta, like altitude. Oh, Chilean. Oh, not Chile, Chilean. There we go, like Easter Island. Okay, well, fair enough. So then what is this? Summer tops, tees, t-shirts. They'll hold your horses. Halters. There we go. Okay. Okay, it's a word that I do recognize, but did not immediately jump to mind. Some OR staffers, some operating room staffers are RNs, registered nurses, and Singer Kit is Eartha Kit. Okay, who also played Catwoman, I think, in the 1960s Batman, the excellent 1960s Batman, which I must always recommend when I have cause to do so. Capital of Zambia. Oh boy, what is this? That's annoying that I can't think of that. Okay. New York City home to Matisse's La Danse. Um, MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. That'll fairly confident that'll be right. Shift, move. If you sort of shift, you get a move on, or if you shift something, you shift merchandise, you move it. Caesar or Cicero would be an example of a Roman, and because this is an or clue, we're only referring to either one of them, either Caesar or Cicero. So either one is a Roman. Okay, use mate would be a ram. So there we have female and male sheep. Hold your horses, matey, avast, you might say in a boating context. High IQ society, or sailing maybe. A high IQ society. Mensa, this is a membership group that I think you need a certain IQ to be eligible to in which to enroll. Okay, school with campuses in Amherst and Dartmouth. Oh, UMass, University of Massachusetts. Massachusetts must be this. That sounds right. And then whom a Salvation Army volunteer might dress as. Oh, Santa Claus, right? You do sometimes see people dressed as Santa taking Salvation Army donations. Oh, Lusaka, capital of Zambia. I'm about 80% sure this is right. Let's see. Japanese dog breed. Yes, Akita. Is it Akita or Akito? Akita. I'm actually not. I don't remember. Japanese dog breed. It's one of those. And then bring before a judge. Say. To bring someone before a judge is to haul in. I don't know if I think that. Well, yeah, no, you do hear people say that. Haul them in. Bring them in before a judge. I mean, it wouldn't be official language, obviously, but I'm not sure. Victor Hugo character who works at Notre Dame. Quasimodo is the titularly referenced character in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Word between rose and rose and rose. A rose is a rose is a rose, goes the phrase. There we go. Pointer. A tip is a pointer, a recommendation. Roadies. Oh, okay, it is Akita. It was my first guess. Because a roadie's load is an amp. So a roadie on tour with a band would carry one of the many bits of equipment they'd carry around would be an amp, an amplifier. Company that has engaged in trademark battles over the letter I. Okay, well, it must be Apple around iPhone and iOS and things like that. All right, specialties of the Kalamata region. Well, famously, olives from Kalamata are widely used, that particular black olive. And scolds, if you scold someone, you chide them. So scolds, chides, I think. In good spirits. If you're in good spirits, you're happy. Cartoonist Hoff, who wrote Danny and the Dinosaur. Sid, it looks like. Don't think I ever read this. Dejected expression. I'm sad. Could be that. Oops, I misspelled Sid. That's good that I caught that there. Yeah, I think that's probably right. If you're dejected, you might simply say, I'm sad. Remember this, the Alamo. Remember the Alamo goes the rallying cry, I suppose. Remembering that Texan battle. And features of deerstalker hats. Flaps. Ear flaps? Yeah. No. What kind of flaps? Maybe it's not any kind of flap. I can sort of vaguely picture a deerstalker hat in my head, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're looking for. Opposite of none. All? I mean, it does make sense. Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic, etc. Those are eras, geological eras or eras of life. Oh. What is this? Is it ear lapse? Field in Silicon Valley, tech industry, famously centered in Silicon Valley. Oh, very funny. Haha. Okay, it is ear lapse. Okay. So that's a phrase, I suppose, with which I'm not very familiar. I'm sure I've seen it before, but it not part of my active vocabulary, that's for sure. Deep-fried Mexican snack is a chalupa. There we go. And that ship has sailed. All right, it's a common phrase. Well, there we go. That corner is finished off. Bring before a judge. It does look more like haul in now, doesn't it? I'm going to put that there. And then there's probably a U after the Q. Dilemma. Yes, so dilemma is a quandary, a puzzle to solve. Deplorable. Something deplorable is awful. And B-related prefix, API, is a prefix. Micronesian nation made up of hundreds of islands. Oh, Palau. So maybe this isn't haul in. Haul up? Haul up before a judge. Yeah, that sounds equally plausible to me, to be honest. Palau, I'm pretty sure, is right. Greeted someone from a distance. Waved hi. Material for checkered pajamas. Flannel is very commonly used for pajamas. And then Nobelist who conditioned dogs to salivate. Ivan Pavlov. So Pavlov's dog, famously, is the dog who salivates at the ringing of the dinner bell, I believe. Poet St. Vincent Millay. Edna St. Vincent Millay is a poet. And eco-friendly would mean environmentally friendly. And then Nicolas Cage's co-star in Moonstruck is Cher. That's a great film. And oleaginous is oily. So yeah, olea is a fat-related prefix. And then, or oil. And then the cruelest month per T.S. Eliot, April is the cruelest month. That's the famous line from T.S. Eliot from The Wasteland, right? And Charles Wilson Blank, George Washington portraitist, whose name is apt for this puzzle's theme. Right, interesting. I don't really have any sense of the theme. Was this part of the theme? Oh, I see. It's being referred to by the theme. Well, let's look at what the theme is. 57 across says, sounds familiar, or performs an action associated with 16, 23, 35, and 47 across. Right, so it rings a bell. So it is the dinner bell that Pavlov rang. So, I see. Quasimodo rings the church bells. Santa Claus rings a bell. So this is I suppose this is sort of the Santa Claus Salvation Army volunteer. Willie Loman rings the doorbell. And there we go. We've got 4 characters who ring a bell, which also means sounds familiar. All right. Like marbled beef or blue cheese. Veiny, right. Okay, so both of those have veins made of different things, obviously. Veins of fat in marbled beef or ash in blue cheese. Or maybe it's not. Is that ash in blue cheese? What is the blue in blue cheese? Is it some kind of fungus, maybe? Because you do get cheeses with a layer of ash, but I don't think that's what the blue cheese thing is. Anyway, someone can correct me. Weapon for a joust is a lance that knights might use. And gymnast Olga Corbett, who I've now seen long enough to have committed that name to memory, fortunately. Charles Wilson Peele. Oh, right, I forgot about this. George Washington portraitist whose name is apt for this puzzle theme. So peal, so the peal of a bell, the ring of a bell. Here we have member of an old Peruvian empire would be Inca. There we go. And very basic stuff is lye. So the opposite of an acid is a base. Lye is such a thing. Am I the problem? Is it me, you might ask? Remedy for swelling, perhaps. Ice something? Ice. Yeah. You do put ice on things just to quell the swelling, but I'm not ice. I don't know, bag, maybe? Very unpopular, not sure. Golden Agers, retirees, maybe? And sound of enlightenment, aha, you might say. Very unpopular. I still don't know. To burn something slightly is to char it. Spanish for she is Ella. Greets with acclaim, heralds, yeah. Like New Zealand vis-a-vis New Jersey by population. Smaller. Right, yeah. New Zealand is an extremely small population, which is sort of It's funny to think that it's smaller than New Jersey. I didn't specifically know that, but it doesn't really surprise me. Okay. Something very unpopular is hated, and a sporty sort is an athlete. There we go. And then pale shade of gray is ash, which I erroneously referred to earlier in a different context. And there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword, and I think a little tougher than a typical Tuesday, perhaps. What do you think about that? I thought last week was maybe, I don't remember the Tuesday specifically, but last week in general, I thought was easier across the board for the most part than the previous couple of weeks under Joel Faliano had been. Today, this Tuesday, I think is a little tougher than a typical Tuesday. Let me know if you felt the same way. And we have our nice Rings a Bell theme. We have 4 characters who ring a bell: Willy Loman, Santa Claus, Quasimodo, and Ivan Pavlov. And then we have this additional non-thematic but sort of allusion to the theme with Charles Wilson Peele, whose name evokes the idea of ringing a bell. And there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and by the way, our revealer is located precisely where we would expect it to be located, as predicted by Lyell's Law. It's right in the acrosses towards the bottom of the grid, broadly in the southeast corner, abutting the eastern wall of the grid, precisely 3 cells north from the southern border, which is the most typical place for the revealer to be found. So there it is. And we have a nice symmetrical disposition of these theme answers as well. So there's a very, very classically constructed theme in that regard. Anyway, that was the Tuesday crossword. Hope you'll join me for Wednesday. Do come back for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.